Hey boys and girls, this is Miss Zuber back with a refresher video for you this week. Today we're going to talk a little bit about division using the base 10 strategy. I'm going to do two examples to refresh your memory from what we have done in class, okay? So our first example is going to be 36 divided by 6. The first thing you want to do is draw your base 10s for the number 36. So right off the bat, I would look at my tens place and my ones place. So I could label it if that helps you. My tens place is 3, so I'm going to have 3 tens. So you would draw your base 10s. My tens look like little rods. And then my ones place is a 6, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 ones. Now, we're dividing by 6. So your goal is to divide this picture up into 6 different groups. But we have a little problem here. We can't divide this up evenly. 3 is an odd number, so you would have something left out, and there's really not enough of these 10s to make 6 groups. So when there's not enough base 10 blocks and things here to divide it up evenly into your 6 groups, we can trade these out for 1. So we could trade these 10s for all 1s. So one of these rods is worth 10 ones. So we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, that 10 frame right there came from this. So we can mark that one out. Okay, we've traded it out. Okay, now let's trade the next one out. Let's make another 10 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That came from this 10 rod. We're going to trade it out. And then you have one 10s rod left. Well, let's trade it out too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those 10 ones came from that 10s block. So now it's like you don't even have these 10s rods, and now you have all ones. So now you're able to divide all of these into 6 equal groups. So I like to just count to 6 and then circle and then count to 6 again and circle. And when I'm done, I can see how many groups it made. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's a group of 6. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's count the sideways. I think that'll be easier to circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And be careful when you circle. Don't circle too many. We want 6 in each group because we're dividing by 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is going to be a group. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a group. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a group. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then there's your last group. Now, we have grouped our 36 ones into groups of 6, but our answer here would be how many groups we made. So I have, let me use a different marker so you can tell. I have 1 group, 2 groups. This is a 3rd group, 4th group, 5th group, and 6th group. So I have 6 groups. So that means that 36 divided by 6 equals 6. You could also see this as being 6 times 6 could give you 36 because that would be the opposite. And we know the opposite of division is multiplication. All right? So we took our whole number, our big number, and we drew base 10s for it. Okay? Then we realized, well, we can't divide up 10s rods and then some ones over here into into groups of 6. So we had to trade these 10s out for all 1s so that we had all the same thing to be able to do it evenly. Once we had our 10s rods and turned them into 1s, we were able to circle groups of 6. When we finished circling our groups of 6, we counted how many groups we had. And however many groups you make is what your answer is. All right, so now we're going to do example number 2. It looks a little simpler, and guys, you might look at that right off the bat and say, well, I know that this is 12 divided by 2, and I know the opposite of division is being able to take this number and multiply it by something to get my bigger number. So I know that 2 times 6 would give me 12, but I have to show my work, okay? You have to show your work to show your thinking. So our first step with dividing using base 10s is to make my base 10s for this number, the big number, okay? This is called my dividend. This first number here, that's my dividend. So I'm going to make base 10s for my dividend. I have my 10s and my 1s. I have 1 10. So we have 1 10. And then my 1s, I have 2 1s. Now, I want to divide it by 2. So I want to circle groups of 2. But there's a problem. I could circle 2 1s here, but I can't circle this 10s rod and make 2 things and put 2 things there. So instead, I'm going to trade this 10s rod out for 10 1s so that I can circle my groups of 2. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now I can get rid of that rod, that 10s rod, and now I have all that 10 there. Now I have all the same thing, all 1s, and I can divide by 2. I'm going to circle groups of 2. I'm going to use another color so you can see where I circle. All right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. I circled my groups of 2 because that's what I'm dividing by. But my answer would be how many groups I made. So let's count how many groups. I'm going to use a different color. All right. There's a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I made 6 groups of 2. So my answer is 6. And we said that earlier because we knew 6 times 2 would be 12. All right, guys? So to run back through this one more time, our problem was 12 divided by 2 using base 10s. I took my dividend, I took my whole number, my bigger valued number, and I made it into base 10 form. Well, I realized I'm divided by 2, but I couldn't do that using a 10s rod, so I had to switch out my 10s rod for all 1s. Once I had all my 1s, I could then circle my groups of 2. So I went through and I circled groups of 2 till I ran out of 1s. And then I went back and I counted how many groups I had. However many groups I make is my answer, okay? Which is your quotient. Your answer is called your quotient. Let me label these for you right quick. This number in a division problem is your dividend. I probably should have started with this at the beginning of the video, but it's okay. This is your dividend. And then you divide by your divisor, all right? So the number you're dividing by is your divisor, and then your answer would be called the quotient, okay? So those are the names of the parts of a division problem. Your dividend is divided by your divisor, and you get your answer, which is the quotient, all right? I hope this video helped you guys. If you have any further questions, please reach out to your teacher. Have a good day.